Hello, my beautiful Capricorns, and welcome back to the Abundant Joy Tarot. This is our day, and we're doing something a little bit different this month. I'm kind of changing the format in terms of the general reading for the month of May for all the astrological signs. I did Aries and Aquarius, and now for the rest of the signs, I'm going to do this format, which will incorporate the areas, but it is a little bit briefer in terms of the overall reading. So the way that it's broken up is, as usual, I have pulled the Significator card, which would be the overarching energy of the entire reading. And I've already placed the cards. I've prayed over them specifically for Capricorn for the month of May. So this is for your reading. And so we have the Significator card, and then we've got sort of a message, a general message for the reading. And then we're going to take a look at your sense of self, the way others see you, as well as like your general networks or groups, like just how you're engaging with others, all right? How you see yourself and how others are engaging with you. And then this section here will be on delving into your career, your income, and your resources for the month of May. And then the third area will be your love, your partnership, as well as your family. So those, love connections. If you're not in love connections, then partnerships of some kind, and then family. And then this fourth area is going to be talking about your health and wellness. Here we're going to dig into your fifth area. We'll dig into your expression, adventure, and higher learning. And then in your sixth and final area, we'll dig into what is going on underneath the surface, the unconscious, and the spirituality. And then we'll end the reading with a guidance message from Spirit. So that's how we're going to cover it. This reading is for all Capricorns with Sun in Capricorn, Moon in Capricorn, Rising Capricorn, and or cross watchers, someone, or have a lot of Capricorn in your chart. Everybody is welcome. So I hope that this message resonates with you. If you have not yet subscribed to the Abundant Joy Tarot channel, please do. I'd love to have you as a part of the community. It certainly helps me to grow the channel and be able to reach more people. So so please click that subscribe button and share if the information or the readings resonate with you. I'd appreciate it. Also, just to let you know that I am doing personal readings at this time, and if you are interested in doing a personal reading, you just need to, I put my email down in the description, but you just need to email me at all small case all together abundantjoytarot@gmail.com. All right, with that said, we will jump into your reading. So, there goes the camera. Okay. Wait a minute. Let me just fix that real quick. Sorry, guys. Okay, that should hold. All right, so your top the sun. Look at that. Okay, so Capricorn, rise to the occasion is what this says. So in the month of May, which is so beautiful because May, you sort of think of that sort of vibrant sun coming in. And I feel like for you, you're going to have some obstacles to stretch yourself in a way. So there may be some challenges that you're going to have to deal with in the month of May. But this card, and what I'm really hearing very clearly, is that you're going to need to tap into your inner strength and rise to the occasion, right? You're going to, and the thing is that Capricorns, you can do it, and you can do it with power and grace. And so I have no doubt that you can do that, but just be mindful that when you feel like you're stumbling a bit, if you feel like you're frustrated with certain situations, what's going to be important for you to do for the month of May is just take a breath and then step into your full, beautiful Capricorn self that is able to show up and show out. All right. That is what I'm hearing with that message very clearly. And you got, okay. Wonderful. Yeah. Okay. So that actually resonates quite well. You got the Six of Wands energy, which is a great energy, okay? Because the Six of Wands is not only about success and just like having really abundance, right? Abundant success, something that you've been working toward, and it being, but being not only a success, but also being deeply acknowledged and celebrated by those around you. It's like people are going to like see you. You know, you've been working away, doing on some project or some idea, or it could be even something within your family. I'm hearing like being just persistently and diligently being your best, right? So you've been doing that. And the Six of Wands energy is saying in the month of May, not only are you going to feel the internal personal success of what that work has brought to you, but other people are going to notice it and recognize you and call you out. This is like being publicly rejoiced and celebrated for some achievement that you have done. So that's lovely to be overarching the whole month of May, you know. So you've got the Six of Wands and the Sun, rise to the occasion. So just, stand up in all your Capricorn glory, because that is wonderful. All right, so let's jump right into your sense of self, your self-expression. Not your self-expression, your self-perception, as well as how other people are perceiving you, and also what's happening within your communities or networks or groups. Ooh, okay, Capricorn. So you've got, interesting. Okay. All right, so you've got the Nine of Swords. Now, it can be a heavy energy, because the Nine of Swords really speaks about like a heavy sense of worry, anxiety, stress, feeling overwhelmed by your thoughts to the point that it is really heavy anxiety and causing you to even not be able to get sleep, right? Because this is what this scene is that she's up at night. She's been up all night because she's worrying. It's just overcome by a sense of anxiety. So if we're talking about this sense of self, it feels like, some of you may be, I'm not sure how to say this a different way, but crying in the dark, like really suffering internally, and maybe others are not actually seeing that in you. Okay. And it may have to do with how you're showing up for yourself, but also how you're showing up for other people. So just, whenever I see this card, it's just like I just want to pause and just kind of wrap myself around whoever I'm getting the card for, because it's really a need for you to just be gentler with yourself and have more compassion for yourself. Slow down your thoughts. If that means meditating more, taking a walk, breathing, like just focusing, starting to be a bit more mindful, right? Focusing on kind of stepping outside of yourself for a bit and watching what's going on, so that you can allow the motion to flow through you and out of you. Okay. So the Two of Inspirations is going to be the Two of Wands. Sorry about that. I thought I heard something. So the Two of Inspirations is going to be the Two of Wands. And this is about looking out. She's sort of looking out here, but the Two of Inspirations is about making a decision about something. It's about following something in your goal and then taking steps toward that goal. So it's like you have a vision about something, and this card is saying that you need to go ahead and take a step in that direction toward it, because it will lead you to success. There's a need for you to find the balance to move yourself forward, to get focused, as this card is kind of indicating. Get focused on the direction that you want to move, and then take your steps forward in doing that, okay? And because this is in your sense of how other people see you, other people might see you as someone who is actually making decisions and taking steps and moving forward. And then the other thing is, in regards to your networks and in regards to your communities and groups, it feels like there is a need for you to make some decisions about how you're going to move forward with those groups within the month of May. All right. So that is going to be your first area. And then your second area that we're going to dig into is your career, your income, and your resources, what you hold valuable. Interesting. Okay. So the first message that I see here is the Four of Emotions, which is the Four of Cups. And what I hear very clearly is do not give up. Okay. You may feel out of sorts. You may feel like you're out on your own, that others are moving forward in a certain type of way and you're not. You might be feeling a bit left out because that's what this energy of this card is really calling for. But I also just feel very strongly, this card also kind of speaks of a sense of sort of apathy and almost like just focusing on what is the lack as opposed to what is working, the cups that are remaining, that are, that's full, and that you yourself are the cup. You yourself are the cup that is full, right? It's like not half empty, but half full, right? So being able to see that. And so there's a need for you to really step into that energy with regards to your income and resources and your profession. All right. And then you've got this beautiful Hierophant card. And I love this in this particular deck because it emphasizes, the Hierophant can talk about structures, can talk about religion, can talk about sort of like following the rules, if you will, to get to a certain place, right? But what I love about this card is the Hierophant also talks about an elevation of the soul. So taking steps forward toward the elevation of your soul. And because we're talking about your income and your career and your resources, what this is telling me very clearly is that part of the gems, where your gems are, where your treasure is within your connection to your internal self and your connection to spirit, tapping into that guidance from the divine, tapping into the authentic you, right? Is what you need to tap into to be able to draw the resources and income you need to shift your situation. So it's a shift in mindset, which is also good because that's needed with this Four of Cups, is a shift in mindset. And the Hierophant is all about being able to give you a different perspective on what already exists. Okay. So it's an opportunity for you, Capricorn, to really think about how you're thinking about your income and your career. Step toward a place of joy, okay? Step toward a place of knowing, and do it with confidence so that you can bring in that energy of abundance to you. You cannot stay focused on what has been lost or what you fear might be lost. You have to focus on where it is that you're going, which is an enlightened place. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. I think that's a really beautiful area. And then the third area that we're going to look at is going to be your love, your partnership, your family. Okay, so let's see what we have here. So, okay, wow, interesting. Okay, so you've got the Five of Emotions, which is like the Five of Cups, but you have it in reverse. So we'll talk about that. And then you've got this beautiful card of the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups is that card that everyone says is the wish fulfilled card. It is a card of deep satisfaction of emotion. It is a card of joy. It is a card of achievement, like receiving a wish granted from the universe is really what it is. And so in regards to your love and partnership and family, it's about, kind of where you are, because this is a general reading. So it depends on where you are within those realms. Like if you are single and have been wishing for a partnership, then this is a wish granted. If you are in relationship and that is going well, but there's some things that you're working on within your family, then this is a wish granted there. If you have been partnered up and, in a committed relationship, but it's not going in the direction and you've been wishing some things for it to occur, then that's what this wish granted is, right? So depending on where you are at, this general reading can kind of speak to different things, but the overall goodness of it is that it's a beautiful card around your wish being granted. Now, here's what's interesting, because the Five of Cups or Five of Emotions in shadow is about not letting go of past trauma. It's about crying over spilled milk. It's like a deeply rooted, held shadow or belief that is no longer serves you, and yet you're holding tightly to those old stories and they are holding you back. So this is very intense that this is coming with this beautiful wish granted, because well, not unfortunately, but it just tells me that what's going to be really important is that you allow yourself the ability to let go, okay? To step out of your own self delusion, all right? Don't allow yourself to fall into a sense of self-pity or a feeling of betrayal, so that you can receive and draw closer into you this beautiful energy of the Nine of Cups, which is a wish granted. Understand that your wish is going to come regardless, because that's sort of how the spirit works. But the thing is that you can make it easier to come swifter and cleaner to you by getting on the vibration of this energy, which means stepping into a place, waking up in the morning and claiming your joy, claiming your abundance, claiming your love, claiming that wishes are granted for you on a regular basis, right? Then you are energetically drawing this energy to you closer and faster. All right, so get at it, Capricorn. Let go of whatever that past trauma is that's holding you back in some way. You already know what it is. That's what I just heard clearly in my mind, is that you know what it is, what the past trauma is, the past hurt that you've been holding tightly onto. And you've been holding tightly onto it, Spirit is telling me, because you don't know what's going to happen if you let it go. But Spirit is saying if you let it go, you're going to get this beautiful wish granted of abundance and joy and happiness in your life. So don't hold on to something that's no longer serving you, beloveds. Capricorns, let it go. As painful as it may be in the moment, I promise you, let it go. Let it go, so that you can receive what is truly meant to be yours, what is truly coming for you. Okay, and then we're talking about partnership here. So this is one of our hardest places to let go. We get attached to people. We get attached to the idea of people. We get attached to relationships. We get attached to the idea of what the potential of a relationship, right? So make sure that you're dealing in reality. You're taking the illusions off of your eyes, the blindfolds off of your eyes, looking at something squarely and letting go of those things that no longer serve you. Now let's look at the fourth area. The fourth area we're going to look at is your health and wellness, which is, I think, the most important area. Wow. Okay, so in terms of your health and wellness, you've got the Four of Materials. Now, the Four of Materials can sometimes talk about sort of hoarding things. But again, as I see this particular Four of Materials, there's almost a sense of like holding on to your heart, right? Holding on to that which brings you joy, that you hold close, that you hold dear, okay? And sometimes we need to do that. Just be sure that you're not holding so tightly to it, or that you're holding on to it because you believe that you're never ever going to have that again, right? So you're holding on to something that's like literally not even there. It's like molded, dead, and dying in your hands. Okay. If that is the case, then you need to let it go, right? Because there's a sense of needing to let it go, because this card is beautiful. So here you got the Nine of Cups, which is that wish granted. And then the Ten of Cups, which is also another abundant card. You can see here where there's a partnership, there's family, there's community, there's wealth, there's all of this abundant energy. And it's a completion of a beautiful cycle, but a wonderful completion of success. And so this is an energy that is wanting to come into your life. And so there's a need for you to balance, to step out of a mindset of lack. Understand that there is more than enough for not only you, but everyone and everything that you love. So it is totally possible for you to have this Ten of Cups. And so, but you need to have open hands to receive it, rather than the closed energy that can sometimes sit within the Four of Materials. Okay. So this is beautiful, a beautiful energy for your health and wellness, because it lets me know that you're, we need our health and wellness for everything else, right? And so to have the Ten of Cups, this joyful card around your health and wellness, that's beautiful. And some of you may have this energy of holding on to things because we're talking about your health and wellness. Some of you may have been healing, right? And so you've been like on the under. It kind of reminds me of that energy of, we've all gone through the COVID period. Okay. And so, some of us who were dealing with illnesses during that time, we were like hyper vigilant about that. And I'm not saying you shouldn't continue to be. I'm not making a commentary on COVID or not COVID. But what I'm saying is that people, had gone, were at extremes during that time, like not going out, not seeing anyone, not, completely covered up from head to toe to make sure that they're taken care of. And there was a real need for that. Okay. But then at some point now it's kind of like loosened a bit, and there's not a need for you to be covered necessarily from head to toe. There is you can go out more, like, and be in public settings and things like that. So that's what this energy is. And it might not be having to do with that at all, but just in terms of if it has to do with health and wellness, ways in which you've been moving in your life where you've been holding yourself tighter, closer in to make sure that you're safe. Spirit is really saying that there is an abundant energy that is around you that is allowing you to loosen the chains on that a bit. Okay. So that is what I'm seeing there. And then for your fifth area that we're going to take a look at, this is your self-expression, your sense of adventure, your higher learning. Could involve travel. Look at that. Okay. So in terms of your self-expression, I feel like with this beautiful moon card here, this is like an intensity of deeper emotions that are going on. It also can talk about illusions, right? Not seeing things 100% clearly in that fog of emotionality, right? And so because this is talking about your self-expression, your sense of adventure, your higher learning, some of you all may be going into some of the deeper realms and studying some things that are maybe, either emotional or spiritual or intuitive in nature, and really seeking to understand more about those things. You also may find that if you are a creative in some way, an artist, or even if you're doing like research where you may find yourself digging into those realms of like the metaphysical, the esoteric, the kind of deeper realms of what's going on in the world and in life, like within the human psyche and beyond, right? So that may be just an area of focus for you. There's also a word here from Spirit around as you're be mindful that as you are expanding your own intuition and your own learning and learning deeper concepts, that you don't allow yourself to go so deep into a new concept that you get to a place of like, how can I articulate this? Where you kind of create your own illusion. Okay, because you like are so single focused on sort of one new idea that you're still kind of taking in that idea, but you're like letting it take over everything else. This is what I'm hearing. And that by doing that, it's like what they're really wanting you to do is incorporate new information on what you already know to be true. Don't allow new thoughts or concepts that definitely may have some truth in them override what you know to be true, like the kernel of truths in other things. I hope that makes sense to you all, because that's just what was coming through to me from Spirit. And then, okay, so in this here is your Four of Wands. Okay, this is the Four of Inspiration. And that's a lovely card to have within this realm of self-expression, adventure, and higher learning, because this is like one, it's a foundational card going on. And then you've got the Wands energy, which is fire and passion and creativity. So there's really like a boost of energy around your creativity and how you are going to be expressing yourself. And also because we've got this circle of women here, there's a real message here in terms of developing your self-expression, developing your creativity, your hobbies or things like that with others, doing it within a group. Okay, because that is going to help boost you. So if you're a writer, think about joining a writers group, or even gathering 2 or 3 of your friends together to write together. If you are I'm trying to think of a non-artist role, or if your hobby is to do something like bird watching or to research something, it's like find a way to do that within community. If you're wanting to express yourself through dance or through your own physical body, then it's like find a way to do that with others, because that will be a blessing for you, okay, within the month of May. So now let's look at the final area, and that area is going to be what is the undercurrent. Can also be spirituality, but what's going on underneath the surface, my dear Capricorns. And so you've got, look at that. Okay, I didn't realize that's what that was at first. So you've got the Fool card, which I love for you, and you've got the King of Wands. Come on, Capricorns. I love the King of Wands because not only is he passionate and creative and beautiful in this particular photo, but he also is, strong, right? There's this line here, this like sense of strength, and he's a king and he is on fire with what he's doing, but he does it in a way that he is a natural born leader. Right. So in regards to what's going on in the unconscious, you've got two things happening. You've got this stable, fiery energy that's a natural born leader that's going to be able to move you forward. And you've got this energy of being that new fool, that one who's taking the risk, that one that's jumping out into the world, maybe starting a new project, maybe starting something new. It could be a new relationship. It could be, a new adventure, a new endeavor, a new career, multiple things, right? That you're taking a risk to jump into it. But what's wonderful is having the King of Wands here is that tells me that by taking this risk, it's really a calculated risk, because the king is also a strategist, and he is so, he has the energy, the vitality, the passion, and the creativity to make anything he wants to come to be. So because this energy is along with you on the Fool, it's like you're going to be starting something new, and you're going to be able to you're going to have the virality, the strength, the oomph to be able to really see it all the way through to a successful conclusion. So that is lovely, my beautiful Capricorns. And then your final guidance from Spirit. Ooh, how wonderful. Okay. Because you have a lot of things going on. You are going to be celebrated this month, but this is saying patience, right? So Spirit is saying, have patience, beloved. You are not alone. Things are moving forward, but for the month of May, there's a need for you to continue to work diligently, continue to move forward. You've got a lot of abundant energy coming in, but it does sort of feel like you're gonna need to move through some of the challenges that you've been dealing with internally, with your emotions and with your thoughts that are getting you off balance. All right, you're gonna have to move through those energies and focus on your strengths. Connect with others within community to be able to help yourself move forward in some way. Let go of some old kind of beliefs that you have around health and wellness so that you can receive the abundance of this 10 of Cups and the 9 of Cups. It's just such lovely, abundant energy. So Spirit is really saying that these things are coming to you, but it may be that in the beginning of the month, you're going to need to take a pause and you're just going to need to be patient. The other thing I'm really hearing here is there is a need for you to have patience and compassion for yourself. Okay? That's where you need to start. The patience you need to cultivate is for yourself. Some of you all have very harsh words for yourself, even in mind, if you make a mistake or something doesn't go exactly the way you have planned. And Spirit is saying they want you to be gentler and softer with yourself. And when you do that internally, it's going to reflect on your world, and then the way people reflect back on you will also illustrate that. So my beautiful Capricorns, those are the messages that I have for you for the month of May. I hope that some of this reading resonated with you. If you do like the readings that I'm doing here, please go ahead and click that subscribe button, hit a like or a share, drop a comment for me so I know that it's resonating with you. And I hope you have a joyfully abundant May. And I'll see you in the next reading. Bye-bye.